Welcome back to my channel, my bold and the beautiful fans. You know what time it is. We got a new week on the horizon. We also have some new spoilers to unpack. So you know what? Let me give you a few highlights before we break it all down. First, Hope actually shares her reservations about Thomas with Brooke. We also see that Eric is on the brink of being released from the hospital, and we got two couples that are trying to take their relationship to the next level in the same place. Oh yeah, we got to talk about it. So without further ado, let's talk about what's going on in LA for this upcoming week on The Bold and the Beautiful for January 15th. So let's start out with Magnificent Monday, or shall I say Manic Monday, January 15th, as Thomas's shocking revelation about Emma deeply impacts and affects Hope. Now, my thing is, most of this story she already knows. The only thing that was missing is the fact that he was there on that road. But the fact remains is that he did not cause the demise of what happened to her. So, I mean, I'm trying to wonder if she's upset because she's only missing that piece, but everything else outside of him actually existing on the road that night was pretty much the same. So we got to see how Hope deals with this, because it gets even more deeper as we get into the week. So on Monday, Steffi tries to sway Finn's opinions toward Thomas, urging him to stop and believe Thomas over Xander. Now, I gotta say, I saw a few comments about the fact that, of course, Thomas did not tell Steffi the whole story and, outright lied. But guess who also know that same story? Ridge. So Ridge also didn't tell Steffi as well. So should she be mad at him too? Now, I did like the fact that he told Hope the full truth, because she needed the transparency if eventually down the road they would get into a more deeper relationship. However, Steffi wants to try to have Finn to stop what he's doing, this whole mission. He also got to realize, as we've stated before on the live chat and in other recaps, is that by pushing this and bringing this information out, this is going to damage her company. It's going to damage the Hope for the Future line. It's going to be a PR nightmare. So as much as he's trying to get whatever information and help Xander get vengeance when it comes to Thomas, there's a lot more that can happen besides saying, "Oh, I told you so, Thomas did it." As we move in Terrific Taco Tuesday, January 16th, Luna and RJ decide to take their relationship to the next level. And we probably know what that means. They really, have had some kisses here, some kisses there, some romantic dinners. Yeah, well, what's next? We all know what's next. She's probably ready to hit the sheets. So more than likely, this is probably what they're referring to, and we'll see more about that later in the week. Rounding up Tuesday, guess what? Hope shares her reservations about Thomas's past with who? Her mother, Brooke. Now, that's just like Sally going to Cuckoo Chloe, to ask about Adam. What answer you think you're going to get? Well, Hope, what do you think you're going to hear your mother tell you? He's dangerous. I told you shouldn't be involved with him. Okay, we all know what she's going to say. So I don't know what Hope hopes to gain from trying to get this information and her reservations out with her mom. But hey, it's her mom. I get it. But yeah, this is going to be interesting to see, of course, what Brooke is going to say. Now, I also want to add, this have the propensity to actually cause even more problems between Brooke and Ridge. So say, for example, Hope does decide to tell her mom exactly where Thomas was, which is the story Thomas gave her on Friday. Well, remember I told you guys, Ridge also knows this same story that he kept to himself. So if Brooke go running to Ridge, "Oh my God, Hope told me Thomas was on that road that night," and he gonna be like, "Yeah, okay. You're not surprised?" "No, I already knew this." This is going to obviously have a problem between the two of them, because Brooke is going to be like, "Wait a minute, you knew all this time and you didn't say anything?" So yeah, this have a potential to also cause an issue between Brooke and Ridge. So yeah, we got to see how much information Hope is going to give to her mom. Now we move into Wonderful Wednesday, Hump Day Wednesday, January 17th, as Lee confronts Poppy about her date with Bill Spencer, delivering a verbal lashing. And oh yeah, you know Lee already saw Poppy as a problem coming into LA. Well, obviously she found out about that date. And at one point in time, remember, they tried to Kim test Lee and Bill as well. So who knows? Maybe they'll play into Lee's, sense of maybe she had some interest in Bill as well. We're going to see this confrontation unfold. And of course, Lee is going to be hotter than fish grease. However, remember, on the horizon, there's a possible paternity test because Luna might be Bill Spencer's daughter. What is Lee going to say then? She's going to blow her top and have a conniption. Oh yeah, this is definitely something interesting to watch between this whole family. Rounding up Wednesday, the Forrester family is celebrating. Why? Because Eric's imminent release from the hospital is happening. So yeah, this man was on his deathbed, coughing up blood and everything else that we saw in November and December. Well, it looks like they did that experimental treatment after he was unconscious, and it has seemed to work. And it looks like he's doing so better. His numbers are looking good, and he is about to be released. So I'm hoping that it ends that whole part of the storyline. We'll see if it takes us into another part of the storyline with Eric, but we got a whole lot of other stuff going on when it comes to this Thomas situation. So maybe this would signify the end of that storyline of the whole deathbed for Eric storyline. Now we move into Terrific Friday Eve, Thursday, January 18th. And I'm assuming that verbal lashing that Lee gave to Poppy, well, it didn't work. Poppy captivates Bill during their second date over at Il Giardino. So it looked like Bill is smitten with Poppy, and he asked her on a second date. Now, out of all of the places to eat in LA, I guess the only spot is the little pizza joint over at Il Giardino, which is where they are. Well, guess who's also over at Il Giardino on Thursday? We'll see Deacon and Sheila grappling with the unfolding dynamics between Bill and Poppy. So they're looking at those two like, them two together? What's up with that? Well, Sheila and Deacon, everybody could say the same thing about you. So, I mean, if I was you, nobody's bothering you right now. Why don't you mind your business, and Bill and Poppy will mind theirs. And finally, Friday Fantabulous Cliffhanger Friday. Eric and Ridge share a touching father and son moment. So, of course, with him being released from the hospital, we know that Ridge has been struggling on whether he made the right decision in regards to going ahead with this treatment to keep his father alive. And he's probably going to have some questions with his dad, like, Dad, I know you said one thing, but, did I make the right decision by having you go through this treatment? And I can't imagine Eric saying, oh, I'm mad at you because you didn't let me cross over to the other side. Of course, he's going to be like, I want to be here for my family. So we'll see how this touching moment unfolds. And finally, rounding up this Friday cliffhanger, remember, if you saw my thumbnail, I said double date, right? Well, these two didn't technically have a double date, but they definitely have a mutual meeting at the same place to pretty much take their relationships to the next level. So RJ ends up renting the beach house, the one that Taylor had that used to be owned by Bill. And then Bill and Poppy end up at that same beach house on Friday to have a little bit of obvious intimacy with each other as well. So technically, no double date, but they both end up at the same beach house at the same time. Now, you're talking about awkward. Mom, daughter, and then Bill Spencer and RJ who can't stand each other. Yeah, that's going to be an interesting cliffhanger if you see it that way. But yeah, we got to stay tuned for this and everything else coming up on The Bold and the Beautiful for the week of January 15th through January 19th, 2024. Okay, so there you have it. Let me know your thoughts about Bill and RJ and Luna and Poppy all meeting up at the same time at the same beach house. What about Hope sharing her reservations about Thomas with Brooke? What do you think Brooke is going to say? And if Hope tells her the full story, could it be a situation that Brooke takes to Ridge to create issues in their relationships? We already have an issue when it comes to Steffi and Finn with this situation. Now Thope is on the rocks. Hopefully they can fix this. And then there's a potential for Ridge and Brooke to also have issues if Brooke finds out that Ridge knows about the full story with Thomas. And I'm telling you, it's going to be a crazy week. So we got to stay tuned. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Turn on your notifications so you'll be notified every time that there's a posting. And then also stay tuned for the Young and the Restless full spoilers for the week of January 15th as well. And until next time, we'll see you soon. Bye, guys.